Elwyn is the longest-running human services nonprofit of its kind in the nation. With its long and successful history, Elwyn's story starts in 1852. James Richards left Boston and arrived in Philadelphia to open a school for children with intellectual disabilities. A year later, Dr. Alfred Elwyn agreed to support James Richards' efforts and founded the Pennsylvania Training School for Feeble-Minded Children. The school would grow into what is now Elwyn. In 1857, American advocate for those with mental illness, Dorothea Dix was invited by Dr. Joseph Parrish to Pennsylvania to see the work being done with the children and to do a survey for conditions for people with intellectual disabilities across the state. After her survey was completed, Dr. Alfred Elwyn was able to acquire the funding for the construction of a new, larger school. A 300-acre farm near Media, Pennsylvania was chosen and purchased for $10,000. In 1859, most of the building was completed, and the 25 children plus staff traveled to the new school. In 1861, the Civil War began and was devastating. Because of all the changes in this country, the future of Elwyn was uncertain. However, Superintendent Dr. Joseph Parrish sought financial stability, and the school began to grow despite financial difficulties. He then left his post to fight with the Union Army in 1861. The board's chair, Dr. Elwyn, ran the school in his absence. In 1864, the property grounds and buildings were valued at $140,000, and the student population had increased to 144. After the Civil War, the head of the Pennsylvania Military College recommended Elwyn to establish the Cadet Corps as a way to try and promote discipline among male residents. In 1876, the United States Centennial was celebrated in Philadelphia. Elwyn had the opportunity to have an exhibit at the event and spread the word of their mission. In 1888, Elwyn, New Jersey began as the training school at Vineland, becoming the first school for children with intellectual disabilities in New Jersey. In the 1930s, all children admitted to Elwyn began standardized testing. Testing included the Vineland Social Maturity Scale. This method was developed at the training school at Vineland, New Jersey. In 1927, by court order of Judge John M. Broomall, the Court of Common Pleas, the name of the Pennsylvania Training School was officially changed to the Elwyn Training School. In 1948, Elwyn began involvement with the Boy and Girl Scouts of America. It evolved into the largest scouting program for people with special needs in the country. In the early 1950s, girls began to join the Elwyn Marching Band, performing for school events and local parades. In 1960, Dr. Gerald R. Clark became superintendent and made major changes to Elwyn. Campus services were open to the community, and Elwyn began new community-based vocational, residential, and educational services for people with intellectual disabilities. In 1974, Elwyn, California was founded. Today, we operate nearly 50 homes for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities in the Los Angeles and Bay Areas. In 1998, Elwyn was awarded the contract for early intervention services in Philadelphia. Within the next 10 years, new services and locations opened. Charles S. McLister joined Elwyn in 2017 as its 9th president and CEO in 165 years. In 2018, Elwyn then acquires Fellowship Health Resources, a multi-state provider of behavioral health services that began in 1975 in the state of Rhode Island, doubling the size of its behavioral health services line and expanding its national footprint. As our horizons expand, so will the number of people we help. Today, we continue to create opportunities where there are once none. We must honor our history while moving forward and envisioning our future.